is about creating dynamic home pages in Canvas. And I wanted to create this tutorial because I've had a lot of conversations with teachers and we've been reflecting on what has worked the first semester and things that possibly need to be changed. And one common complaint is that students have a very difficult time sometimes getting around Canvas. And when they're looking for modules and the day that they need, sometimes they just get confused doing all that scrolling and trying to find what they need. So dynamic home pages are a great way to make a homepage that is a one-stop shop for your kids and help them find what they need more easily. So what do I mean by dynamic homepage? I mean a homepage that changes. So I have this next week arrow, and when I click the next week, you see that now it shifts to week 2 homepage, February 8th through 12th, and you see the days of the week. You also can go to the week 3 homepage, and there's 215 through 219. So it changes, but there are some core elements that remain the same on each homepage. I have links to a Clever portal, the PowerSchool student and parent login. I also have links to a science notebook that I build. I used to do this in Google Classroom, but since we're not using this year, what I've done is I have created a Google site and I just call it my notebook. And as I go through each unit, scientific method, any YouTube videos, notes, or games, I always try to include a song, a video, a hard copy of notes, but also an interactive game for kids to play. That will be linked unit by unit in my notebook. So that is linked directly to my Canvas homepage. And these are on all of them. Also on all of them, the daily schedule. And then at the bottom, the buttons, there's Meet the Teacher. That's just, kids can go through and find out stuff about, my family and my hobbies and so on. Let me go back here. Also, class policies, rule what to bring to class every day, attendance policies, contact. That's just, when they email me, how long can they expect to wait before I respond? And then I am going in person, but in the event, because this is an ever-changing situation, in the event that we need a Zoom room, this Zoom button will take kids directly to the link that we will be using for Zoom should that become necessary. So this is going to be on all 9 of the week's homepages. This is going to be on all 9, and then these will be on all 9, but we're going to do some work to change next week and last week. And then my favorite part of this that's really going to be a time saver for you and your students is each of these buttons for each day of the week corresponds to a module. So you can see if I hover over it, this is going to take me to module number 9, week 3, Monday, February 15th. If I go to this one, module number 10, week 3, Tuesday, February 16th. Week 3, Wednesday, February 17th, and you can see these are matching. And notice I put an emoji of a corresponding color on each one, and you'll see that on my module page. But when I click on these, rather than having to go to modules and scroll down, this jumps right to the module that they need. You can see this module is empty, but I think you get the idea here. Now on these modules, I have created ahead of time, before I even began creating the homepages, I went through and created one module for every day of the entire 9 weeks. So that's going to be 41 modules if I did this correctly. And notice that I numbered them in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 42. And the benefit to that is now this is going to be easier when you're referencing modules. If a student's grade is lower, you can say, well, I'm missing modules 6, 7, and 12. And so they can go straight to those modules to find those by clicking on the modules in the left navigation pane. But you also have these indicators here, week 1, the day of the week, and then the day of the month. So those are still helpful for kids as well. And then we have that color coding there where all the Mondays are the same color, all the Tuesdays are the same color, and so on and so on. So the benefits of this, your homepage becomes that one-stop shop for everything that your students need. I am going to fully disclose that up front, creating 42 modules, doing the dates correctly, creating the 9 home pages. That's a lot of work up front, but doing this up front is a huge payoff as you go through the marking period, because once you have this set up, your routine on Fridays is you just go and set the correct week to the correct homepage, and as you publish modules, kids are able to navigate through. So let's talk about how to make this happen. I'm going to go to Pages, View All Pages. The first step to doing this, and this is going to be your time saver, is you create one generic template. See, I've named this Week X Template Homepage. This is the one that once I get this set up correctly, this is the one that I duplicate 9 times to get each of those weeks. So I put my banner, I made this in PowerPoint. Along with this video, I'm going to include a tip sheet with step-by-step directions of everything that I just went through. At the very bottom, there's the tutorial that I used to make PNG images, which is an image with a transparent background in PowerPoint. It's really, really easy. So I included that tutorial, so you can just, when you're editing the page, you can delete this and insert your own, or you don't have to have that banner at the top. You can just have this part at the top. These buttons are already created, and I will share this page with you so you don't have to start completely from scratch, or you can build your whole page from scratch. All you have to do is email me and say, hey, send me the template homepage. So you're going to get these set up. If you want other links down here, you're going to include those. I included Clever, and then the PowerSchool, and then my notebook. So if you are editing this particular page, you can delete that notebook one and insert a different one. I put the daily schedule in here. That is not going to change. And then here's where you want to do this up front so you don't have to change these on all 9 of your pages. I made a Google slide with my Meet the Teacher, and I made this button, and I linked this directly to the presentation. Same thing here. I made a page in Canvas and explained a little bit more about my contact information, and then I linked this button directly to a page in Canvas. And then I got my Zoom link for my virtual science lab, and I linked that. Once these are all linked, when you duplicate this page to make your other home pages, the links are already going to be established, and you don't have to relink them every time. So the very first step is getting this page exactly the way you want it, and then you're going to start duplicating for those dynamic home pages. So let's get to the duplication phase. I'm going to go back to View All Pages. All right. So this is the one that we're going to copy. Now you can see I've already done this. Week 1 homepage, February 1st through 5th. Week 2 homepage, February 8th through 12th. And I actually screenshot this in the tip sheet, so you don't have to go through your calendar. You can just copy and use my screenshot as a reference to see the dates for each week. But here's how I did that. I used the 3 vertical dots. Some people call this the snowman. Some people call it the hot dog. And you click on that, and you are going to duplicate the page. And you can see here I have Week X Template Homepage, and you can tell it's a copy because it says copy. When you open that, this will now become Week 1. Delete the word template, and then put the dates February 1st through 5th. And then on here, you are going to do the date. You can change the date, February 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. And so that would end up being Week 1. We are not linking any of the buttons yet. You're just going to keep repeating those steps where you go to page, you go to your template. View All Pages. You go to your template page, you click on the 3 dots, you duplicate, you edit, next week 2, February 8th through 12th, and you're going to keep on doing that until you have Week 1 homepage, Week 2 homepage, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then you are going to publish all 9 of those pages. And by publishing them, that means when we get the links set up properly, students will be able to move through each of those home pages. Now, see how this is week 1 is the front page? Every Friday, what you're going to do is you're going to click on the snowman or the hot dog, whatever you call it, under the page section of the navigation menu, and you are going to click Use as Front Page. So every Friday, you'll set the new page to the upcoming week. And so every time they come to Canvas, they'll see the new homepage. So now that we have all 9 of our pages created with appropriate links that are staying on every page, now it's time to link each page to items within your course. So we'll start with week 1. Now the things that need to be linked are the modules. Remember, you went through, I do recommend before you begin linking everything, go ahead and create, if you're going to do the daily modules, all of the daily modules so they're already ready for linking. And you'll go through and you will hit edit. You'll click on the button that you want to link to a module. That's a day off. That's a day off. So we'll start with this Wednesday. Now I'm going to actually remove this link so I can show you. I'll click that button and I want to link that to Wednesday, the module for February 3rd. So I will click the triangle or the arrow, sorry, next to the chain link. I'll click course links. And then you can see here, if it was collapsed, you can expand. Oh, wrong one. There we go. There's all the modules. That's why it's helpful to do all of them first before you start linking. And you just find the one that says February 3rd. Select it. And then you go to Thursday and you link the same one, and Friday and you link the same one. So you'll go through for this, whatever this week is, and you'll link all of your days of the week to the correct modules. Then you want to link your arrows. Now I deleted this last week one because this is the first week in the marking period, but for this next week button, I want that to be moved to page 2, the week 2 homepage. So let me remove it so I can show you the process for that. So I'll click on that, and then let's see. The links box is already open. The navigation is already open. But if this goes away, you get back to this chain link right here. So I can click this, the chain link, course links. And for this one, I'm going to expand pages, and the page that since this is week 1, I want this to link to week 2. And then I will save. Okay. So that's week 1, linked all the modules, linked your next week button. So then you would go to view all pages, you would go to week 2, and then you would link your modules Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You would link the last week button to week 1 and the next week button to week 3. So you're going to go through and you're going to link all those things. And then once you've linked all of the modules to the day buttons and all of the arrows to the pages that they correspond to, then everything's fully set up. The only thing that you would need to do from there is, as you publish your modules, since all 9 pages will be published, the kids will be able to use the next week and last week. But when they click on the different days of the week, they wouldn't be able to see a module if it's not published. So as the teacher, I can click on any of these and jump to the module. But as a student, because I don't have any published modules yet, let me show you student view. So as a student, I can use the next week and last week buttons because those are published pages. But if I click on the modules, since nothing's in there yet, it just tells them that it's not available. So that's what students see until you publish. Then they will jump right to the module when it is published. So that is how to create a dynamic homepage. Little bit of setup up front, but once you set it up, it's worth it. And then the work that needs to be done every Friday is you're just kind of filling in these boxes right here and then setting your homepage to the correct week. And the biggest benefit is your students will be able to easily get to the modules that you need to get them to, without worrying about hitting modules and then scrolling, because we know that as we add stuff to Canvas, it gets longer and longer and it's scrolling. This way, they just go to one page and jump right to where they need to. So I hope you found this helpful. Along with this video, I'm going to include a tip sheet with step-by-step instructions and screenshots. Also has instructions for how I made the buttons, which is in Microsoft PowerPoint. And if your new computer doesn't have that, there's also a link to Microsoft Office 365, which will take you to a place where you can log in with your IWCS credentials and you can install Microsoft Office to your work computer. Everybody should be able to do that. I know it worked for me. And if you want my homepage template so you don't have to recreate the wheel, just let me know, send me an email, and I will send it to you through Canvas. And you just delete what you don't want, change the colors if you want to, and at least there you have a starting point. So thank you, and please don't hesitate to ask questions if you need to.